Hello, welcome to my chairs, Clara's chairs. This month I tried flipping chairs part-time. So I got for free or bought chairs for cheap, cleaned them up, fixed them up, sometimes added new legs, and sold them for a profit. This month I wanted to see if it was possible to pay my rent by flipping chairs on the side. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I did, show you 11 different chairs, and tell you how much money I ended up making. My first flips were these pink chairs. They were swivel rockers. I got them for free off of Nextdoor. I sold one for $100 and the other for $110, and I ended up switching out the legs on one of the swivel rockers. So I spent $30 on materials for a profit of $180. This was my first ever chair flip, and I learned a lot in the process. I have a whole video going into depth about what I learned and how I did that. Next up, I got this chair for free, and it was pretty dirty and it had an incense smell to it. So I cleaned it up really good. I ripped off the skirt, I staged it, and I sold it for $100. And I have another video that goes in depth about what I learned through that process. And at this point, I started getting really excited about chair flipping and just kind of went wild. I started picking up as many free or cheap chairs as I could to see if I could pay my rent flipping chairs. Today I picked up one chair. It was in pretty good condition, except for that it was really dirty. It didn't look dirty in the photos, but it's kind of like a brownish color, so it's kind of hard to tell. I'll show you. I found this brown caramel chair on OfferUp for $33. It ended up being the bane of my existence, which you'll see. Here's the chair. Looks pretty good, but this is the dirty water. Clear water, dirty water. Not only was the chair really dirty, I also didn't really like the color, and I didn't feel super confident about whether or not I could sell a brown chair for a good price. Also, there was wood sticking out from the bottom of the swivel rocker, and I thought that looked really bad, and so I decided I wanted to put legs on it, which is totally fine, but that costs more money. I found out I could just easily unscrew the swivel rocker part, and so I got to work. This is what the underside looks like, and I actually noticed that there already are holes, which would work perfectly for putting in legs. I went to Lowe's and bought as many mid-century modern legs as I could possibly find. I was really excited because there were already some holes on the underside of this, so I thought I could just screw in the legs, but alas, they did not fit. So I had to come up with a different strategy. When I got the legs at Lowe's, I also got some of these plates that the legs screw into. So I just went ahead and used my screw gun to put in screws all around the plates, and it was pretty easy actually. I didn't measure super methodically, but I kind of just put them in the corners of the chair. It looked so much better with the new legs, and I eventually staged it and listed it. I think I listed it for $140. But it didn't sell, and it didn't sell, and it didn't sell, and finally, after a couple weeks, I was able to sell it for $100. But since I'd already spent $63, it was not a good profit at all. I also stained the legs, which I thought looked better, but this chair was just not worth my time and energy. But a profit is a profit. I didn't let this chair deter me, and I just kept finding more chairs to flip. I just picked up another chair, another day, another chair. It's blue. Swivel rocker. I think that I'm going to take the rocker off this one. This chair was in pretty good shape, and I just cleaned it up, took off the skirt and the swivel rocker, decided to stain the legs. I like the look better. Staged it and listed it, and I ended up selling it for $120. But I did spend $40 on the chair and $30 on the legs. At this point, I realized I needed to focus on getting cheaper chairs or spending less on materials. And that's when I found this light blue swivel rocker. It was so dirty. I probably spent 5 hours cleaning this chair, and I'm not kidding. I vacuumed it, cleaned it with the upholstery cleaner multiple times. I scrubbed the cushion of it. I put the cushion through the washing machine, and it was just really dirty. On top of that, it is velvety, and it was really hard for me to take good pictures of it. I felt like the lighting was always bad, or it just didn't look good in my photos. This was the chair that almost had me swear off flipping chairs, but I finally sold it for $100, and though it was a ton of work, it was a $100 profit. While I was out picking up that other chair, I stopped by a Goodwill out in the country and found this chair for $8. It was also really, really dirty. I took off the skirt, cleaned it, and I put on new legs. The legs were about $30, and I spent $8 on the chair, and then I ended up selling it for $120. So I made a profit of $82 on this blue chair. Next chair I got for $25. I put on new legs for $30, and I sold it for $120. It was pretty easy flip, and at this point I was just a well-oiled machine. It wasn't taking as long, and I was feeling good about the profit. Next up, I found this green chair on Craigslist. I asked over on Instagram if I should put on new legs or leave it as a swivel rocker, and you all said leave it as a swivel rocker. So go follow Clara's Chairs on Instagram if you want to be a part of the next poll. When I listed this for sale on Facebook Marketplace, I had so many offers so quickly. I think people just love this color, and I got a deposit that day, sold it for $120. At this point, I was getting really good at finding chairs on Nextdoor, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and Craigslist, and I found a pair of chairs that I was super excited about. I'm going to walk you through the process of how I flipped these chairs because they were a little bit different, and they ended up making a huge profit, which really helped me out this month. I'm going to be flipping these two pink chairs today. They are club chair armchairs. I got them for free off of Nextdoor, and though they are a little faded in places and kind of dirty, I do think that they are going to be a great flip. So here we go. Here's the chair. There are two of them. I love the pink color, and I also really like this pattern that's on them. I feel like it's kind of Art Deco, which is really in right now. And of course they have these skirts on them, which are not in. But when you flip under here, there's these really great kind of mid-century modern legs. So I'm going to start by ripping off these skirts and then cleaning the chairs. I'm going to go ahead and start just by taking the screwdriver here and kind of wedging it in between here, trying to get in under the seam. So then I'm going to grab my vice grips. These are great because once you clamp on here, once you latch on, they are doing the work here of pinching it tight. So with the pliers, when you rip, you have to keep them shut by using pressure from your hands, and that can be a lot on your hands if it's really hard to take off. So I got that skirt off and I already feel like the chair looks so much better just by doing that. You can see compared to its partner here, it just looks so much more sleek and modern and nicer. All right, so I'm ready to deep clean these chairs. I have a Bissell Spot Clean Pro Heat Pet upholstery cleaner that has this great deep clean attachment. And you can see here is the clean water tank, and I filled it with a splash of dish soap and a splash of white vinegar, as well as some super warm tap water. And then here is the currently empty dirty tank. I will be able to know after the fact just how dirty these chairs were by looking at the color of the dirty water. So sometimes it's kind of a shock, honestly. We'll So I have cleaned one chair. It's still a little wet back there, but you can see this is what the water looks like. It was previously clear, so that definitely tells me that this chair was dirtier than I thought. After I finished cleaning them, I let these chairs sit and dry for a bit, and then I staged them and listed them on Facebook Marketplace. They looked so much better than they did before when they were just in someone's garage, forgotten. And I sold them for $240. Because I did not have to put on new legs or take off any swivel rockers, this was a pretty quick flip and it was just all profit. So I was very happy about that. So are you ready for the final reveal of all the chairs I flipped in 1 month and whether or not I was able to pay my rent? Well, out of 11 chairs, I spent $151 on chairs and $150 on parts. And I made $1,230 gross minus the $301 of costs, ended up with a profit of $929. I wanted to see if I could pay my rent flipping chairs part-time. My rent is $827, my profit was $929, and I did it. That is how I paid a month's rent flipping chairs part-time. So it was definitely a lot of work, and I learned a lot along the way. But let me know what you think. Type down in the comments, do you think it was worth it? And also let me know what type of flip you think I should try next. I have some ideas, but I always want to know what you think. While you're at it, make sure to subscribe and check me out on Instagram at Clara's Chairs. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.